Tonight on Citrus TV News, it's opening night for the cast and crew of the first-year players' performance of Newsies. The show starts at 8.
After nearly 10 years on the run from international authorities, WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange is finally in custody. Our Michael Finari will have more details on this later.
And the European Union is throwing a lifeline to Britain so it can finally complete Brexit. We'll have all the details on how the UK got its breather. Citrus TV News starts right now.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Today's the last day to vote in SA elections. Good evening, I'm Zach Lang.
And I'm Gilat. Melamed. This year's elections had a lower turnout than last year's.
And new details, according to SA's Facebook post, only 12% of all undergraduate students voted in the elections as of 2 days ago. Members of Student Association are encouraging students to vote for president, vice president, and comptroller. Students can also vote on referendums to change certain processes within SA. Voting officially closes at midnight. And Syracuse's first-year players' annual musical Newsies premieres tonight. The musical, based on the newsboy strikes of 1899, will take place today, tomorrow, and Saturday. All performances are at 8 p.m., and tickets are $4 for students and $7 for general admission and are on sale at the Shine box office.
And Zach, I wonder what type of weather people are going to see tonight when they go out to Newsies. It wasn't that cold today, but it looked like it might be starting to rain. It was pretty cloudy.
I was going to say a lot of overcast today, but Adam, what do you got for us for tonight?
Well, I'm going to be seeing Newsies on Saturday, but tonight we're not going to be seeing any rain for the performance. So if you're going to go down to Syracuse stage, it's going to be nice. About 46 degrees tonight, the last of the rain we saw earlier today, and we're going to be seeing low winds overnight as well. Let's take a look at our traffic. On South Salina Street, we are seeing just a bit of traffic. Same thing with I-11. Now up here at I-690, we're seeing very little traffic whatsoever. Irving Avenue, Waverly Avenue, a bit more traffic there. Let's take a look at your wake up for tomorrow. It's going to be about 51 degrees. Nice for a bit, but make sure to pack a raincoat because if you see it for your weekend plans, we're going to be seeing some rain later in the day, all through the afternoon into the night. Winds and rain are going to pick up around 2 p.m. Saturday is going to be a nicer day, high of 67, low of 39. Warmest around 3 p.m., but it is going to be dry all day. And Sunday is going to be colder, going to stay right in the 40s the whole day. High of 47, low of 41, rain all afternoon, and we might be seeing some thunder. Now, in my full weather forecast, I'll be giving you my forecast for next week.
Thanks, Adam. And new help's coming to Syracuse schools. City schools will receive donations thanks to Cause for the Q's. The fundraiser is hosted by Terrakeet, a Syracuse-based search engine optimization company. Cause for the Q's has already raised over $15,000 and plans to purchase supplies for students. More than 30 schools will receive supplies like hygiene products and clothing, amongst other donations. And the city of Syracuse might look a little more fashion forward this week. Syracuse Fashion Week starts today. The Spring 2019 event will feature fashion for men, women, and children. The 3-day event includes designers, vendors, and food. And while today's event is sold out, tickets are still available for the rest of the weekend. Proceeds will go to the Central New York Food Bank.
A potential new city district could form as a part of one of the I-81 options. The Canal District would be centered around the Erie Canal Museum and would serve as a gateway to the north side of downtown. The Department of Transportation said that the details about the district came from an outdated report. The state will release its official draft environmental impact statement soon. And Governor Cuomo and the New York Attorney General are suing the Environmental Protection Agency over pollution in the Hudson River. Late last year, the EPA deemed General Electric's cleanup efforts in the Hudson complete. However, recent studies conducted by the New York State Department of Environmental Conservation have found remaining pollution in the river despite the EPA's approval to end the cleanup. And coming up, Michael Avenatti finds himself in even more legal trouble. The celebrity attorney received a new series of charges from a grand jury in California. We'll tell you what Avenatti faces after the break.
And it's election season in India, the country that hosts the world's largest general elections for Prime Minister. We'll have the candidates and their parties up next. Citrus TV News, we'll be right back.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
party fouls are pretty dumb. But if you decide to drink and drive underage, you could lose your license and your freedom. Underage drinking and driving. The ultimate party foul.
They'll test you. Try to break your will. But however loud the loudness gets, however many cheese puffs may fly, you're the driver, the one in control. Stand firm. Just wait. And move only when you hear the click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham-bam minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
WikiLeaks co-founder Julian Assange has been arrested on behalf of the United States and will be charged for his alleged role in stealing government documents. Assange has spent the last 7 years in the Ecuadorian embassy avoiding prosecution.
Citrus TV's Michael Fernari is here to explain Assange's charges and what the future may hold for the controversial figure.
Julian Assange's 7-year stay in the UK's Ecuadorian embassy is over. Assange has been charged with conspiracy to commit computer intrusion. Assange began his stay at the embassy to avoid criminal investigations by both Sweden and the U.S. Ecuadorian President Lenin Moreno explained his decision to revoke Assange's asylum today.
The discourteous and aggressive behavior of Mr. Julian Assange, the hostile and threatening declarations of his allied organization against Ecuador, and especially the transgression of international treaties, have led the situation to a point where the asylum of Mr. Assange is unsustainable and no longer viable.
And according to WikiLeaks editor-in-chief Kristen Hrafson, his charges stem from Chelsea Manning's 2010 leak of government information.
According to the information from Julian lawyers who has talked to him, this is pertaining to the publications of WikiLeaks in 2010, which exposed war crimes in Iraq and Afghanistan. And that is not a crime, that is journalism.
Assange's arrest has provoked mixed reactions. Most, including Britain's Theresa May, have praised the arrest, while Russian officials have condemned it. The ACLU argues that his arrest is a blow to press freedom. However, Assange has been charged with stealing documents, not for the act of publishing them. If convicted, Assange will face up to 5 years in prison. But in the meantime, expect a long legal fight in the UK over his extradition to the United States, as Assange is currently in the custody of UK police. Zach and Gilat, back to you.
Thanks, Michael. Citrus TV will keep you updated on the events of Assange's extradition trial in the coming days.
Another White House indictment is rocking Capitol Hill today, but this time it's an Obama administration official.
A federal grand jury indicted ex-White House counsel Greg Craig for concealing information in connection with the work he did for Ukraine.
Craig's case is a result of Robert Mueller's long-running investigation, which ended 2 weeks ago. Craig's law firm was hired by Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort to work for Ukraine in 2012.
A powerful Los Angeles lawyer is facing 36 charges of fraud, perjury, and other criminal offenses.
Michael Avenatti was indicted on the charges earlier this morning by a federal grand jury. He is accused of stealing millions of dollars from 5 clients. He tweeted this afternoon that he intends to plead not guilty.
Avenatti rose to fame last year when he represented Stormy Daniels in 2 lawsuits against President Trump, both of which they lost.
The Trump administration is facing pushback from both parties today after proposing a new military branch called Space Force.
Lawmakers expressed skepticism at a hearing today, saying they don't feel a space military presence is necessary. Armed Services Committee members from both parties said that funding for space exploration is needed, but a militaristic approach is not.
If approved, the Space Force would be the first new military branch since the Air Force in 1947.
Restaurants in Durham, North Carolina are extending their services to help victims of yesterday's gas explosion.
At least 1 person is dead and several more are injured following the tragedy. Officials say contractors were drilling near a gas line before the blast affected nearby buildings, leveling one to the ground.
Crews are still working to clear the area as of this morning, and police are still investigating the matter.
New details from the United Kingdom. The UK is getting an extension until they have to leave the European Union.
Prime Minister Theresa May was able to convince the EU to grant an October 31st extension after multiple failed attempts to reach a deal in the British Parliament. The extension also leaves May's position as Prime Minister uncertain.
The Conservative Party could use the 6-month extension granted by the EU to force a change of leadership in the Conservative Party or call for new general elections. May had this to say on the extension.
So we need that extra time to work to ensure that we can get a deal through Parliament that enables us to leave in a smooth and orderly way. That's in everybody's interest.
Sudan's president is under arrest after 30 years in power.
Omar al-Bashir stepped down and is facing 7 counts of criminal activity. He faces 5 counts of crimes against humanity and 2 counts of war crimes.
This follows a number of uprisings against his presidency. Sudanese protesters have since taken to the streets to celebrate al-Bashir's house arrest. His personal guard has been replaced, and he is currently under watch.
The world's largest general elections is underway.
India is expecting up to 900 million voters in its national elections. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is seeking re-election, but his lead in the polls is relatively small.
Modi is facing opposition from the Indian National Congress Party. The party is backed by support from some of India's most influential politicians.
Coming up, Adam Sperling has your full weather forecast.
And CitrusTV reporter Lilia Wood was seeing double on National Sibling Day. We'll be back in 90 seconds.
It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. I'm Adam Sperling. Let's take another look at your weekend. Tomorrow we're going to have a high of 69 degrees, low of 54 degrees. Winds and rain are going to pick up about 2 p.m. You're going to be seeing 20-mile-per-hour winds, if not more. And you're going to be seeing some showers late in the night. Now, Saturday is going to be a bit nicer. It's going to be about the same temperature, high of 67, low of 39, which is a bit low, but it's going to be warmest around 3 p.m., and it's going to be dry all through the day. Taking a look at Sunday, high of 47, low of 41, rain all afternoon, potentially some thunder. Now, let's take a look at our 5-day forecast for next week. Monday, we're going to be seeing some rain all throughout the day, high of 55, low of 37. Tuesday, high of 49, low of 38, with a dry afternoon, rainy morning. Wednesday, I'm going to call the best day of the week, all dry, high of 61, low of 47. Thursday, more rain, high of 65. But Friday, we're going to be seeing some thunderstorms. Now, you've likely heard the term climate change before, but there can be some confusion from time to time about what that really means. Now, Citrus TV reporter Luke McGrath sat down with Tristan Brown, an energy resource economics professor at SUNY ESF, to get a better understanding of what climate change really is.
You'll hear President Trump, for example, say, oh, temperatures are far colder than they are. Clearly, global warming is not occurring. And so it's important to realize that even though we're talking about the climate changing, normally warming, there's going to be more extreme changes, both in terms of temperatures, weather events, floods, droughts, hurricanes, that type of thing.
Now, with the Green New Deal resolution having been shut down in the Senate a couple weeks ago, many big-name politicians are not happy that no further action is being taken.
we're abdicating our responsibilities here in this country and around the world on one of the most vital subjects and topics that we are dealing with today, certainly we'll be dealing with in the future.
Don't listen to politicians. Look at the reports of the U.S. military putting out. That if we don't do something rapidly, just 25 years from now, when I'm about the age of the current president, that we will have a nation where we are dealing with an unstable planet.
Professor Brown cautions that extreme weather events have always occurred, but says there will be a lot more in the future for CNY and New York State as a whole.
So Superstorm Sandy, for example, which certainly impacted New York City and did have impacts in upstate New York, we expect to see more occurrences like that. As the temperatures warm in the oceans, we'll see stronger hurricanes coming around later in the year. We'll expect to see probably more snowfall, more precipitation year-round, and so I think the general trend that we're expecting is long-term, over 20 to 30 years, we do see more of those types of events than we have in the past.
Aside from legislative change at the national level, there are things that can be done at the state and local levels. Brown says he is encouraged by some of the future goals New York has set, but says Syracuse is behind some of the country's major cities.
But we have not seen what we have seen in other cities, you know, some of the big targets like Los Angeles, St. Louis, so there are other things that could be done.
Thanks, Luke. Climate change is an issue we'll be keeping an eye out for. And something else you may have had your eye on yesterday if you were on social media, National Siblings Day. To celebrate, our reporter Lilia Wood visited a local nursing home where you might be seeing double.
And it's a long trip, and we're going to just relax our wings down towards our calves and roll up.
Sheila Green is quite the social butterfly, starting her morning in an aerobics class at the Hearth on James retirement community. Then she grabs lunch, enjoys happy hour, and does some knitting.
Fascinates people because we can knit without looking at it.
All this, and she's not flying solo. Her twin and roommate Sharon Thompson is right by her side through it all.
Remember, there's a way to tell us apart. Sheila wears, you got them on? Sheila wears earrings, and I don't.
The twins only lived apart for 35 years when they were raising their families.
My husband always said we kept Ma Bell in business because we just get done seeing each other and we go home and call each other. That was the telephone company, Ma Bell.
Sharon and Sheila moved into the same apartment building in 2002, and they've been residents of this community for about a year and a half.
It would be almost perfect if the bedroom was a foot wider, but it's not, so we deal with what we got.
The twins do make room for a lot of cat memorabilia, a house pet that they've loved for a long time.
It's been about 1952 or so that my parents went to get the first television, and at the store where they went, there's this black cat roaming around, so Mother says, well, if you give me the black cat, I'll buy the television. So they gave her the black cat.
Now you may recognize Sharon and Sheila walking right here on James Street on a nice sunny day. They told me that they even get stopped for photographs when they're together.
Well, one time it was a Coca-Cola truck, and the driver, he was coming, he almost fell out of his truck, but he was so surprised. There is two.
And as you probably guessed, Sharon and Sheila said they definitely have twin telepathy. Lilia Wood, Citrus TV News.
As a twin, that could be me someday. And Disney has announced it will be launching its streaming service, Disney Plus, this year. This news comes after Disney absorbed Fox Entertainment late last year, allowing for an influx of new content. Disney, which now owns Fox channels such as National Geographic, plans to launch Disney Plus in an attempt to compete against companies such as Netflix and Amazon. Disney Plus plans to fill its streaming service with a mix of classics as well as new content. And new details reveal that Amazon's Alexa is not only recording and transcribing interactions, but Amazon employees listen to the clips. In a new report, it was revealed that Amazon transcribes voice commands spoken to Alexa to better improve responses. While Amazon does not explicitly inform users they are being recorded, it does state on its website that requests made to Alexa are used for training purposes. Users can opt out of recordings in privacy settings.
Coming up in sports, find out what award Jim Boeheim won today and a busy weekend for Syracuse tennis and Syracuse softball. We'll get you ready for all that and recap Tiger Woods' strong first round at the Masters. Don't go anywhere. News Live at 6 returns right after this.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream.
that I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly, just to come back in a new disguise and be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Got a quarter?
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
It's Syracuse versus Duke this weekend on the softball field this time. A 3-game series is set from Skytop Friday through Sunday. Believe it or not, this will mark the first time Syracuse and Duke softball have squared off against each other. This is just the second year the Blue Devils have had a program. Duke is 21-22 on the year, while Cuse is just 3 games below 500 at 17-20. Junior Alexa Romero has been really solid on the hill as the ace for the Cuse, but she's been one of the only pitchers on the roster to go deep into games.
We have other arms to go to. It's not expecting any of them to give us 7. Just give us the best possible that you have that day, whether that's 2 or that's 3. We'll be totally okay as a team, and then it's my job as their coach to just manage it and get the most out of them that we possibly can while giving us a chance.
Softball isn't the only team taking on Duke this weekend. Syracuse women's tennis faces number 4 Duke down south on Friday night. The Blue Devils are 19-2 overall this year and 11-1 in conference play. For Syracuse, senior star Gabby Knutson and junior Miranda Ramirez have made a surge in the doubles rankings lately. They're up to number 56 in the country after defeating Miami last Sunday. The Orange also play this Sunday at Clemson and then start the ACC tournament next weekend in beautiful Cary, North Carolina. In other news, the Minnesota Vikings have signed former Syracuse safety Jordan Martin. The defensive back impressed while playing in the short-lived Alliance of American Football League for the San Diego Fleet this offseason. The 6'2 Martin went undrafted in 2008 after spending a grad year at Syracuse in 2017. He started 5 games that year and played in 8 for Dino Babers and company. With Martin's signing, there are currently 9 former Syracuse players on NFL rosters right now. Back on the diamond, the Red Wings bested the Mets last night 8-2. Syracuse scored 1 run in each of the first and the second innings, but the bats went cold from there. Tim Tebow struggled. He went 0 for 4 while hitting in the 7th spot. Tebow has just 3 hits in 22 at-bats in his first action at the AAA level. So far this season, the 5-2 Mets start a road trip at Pawtucket tonight. Well, Jim Boeheim has picked up another award. The National Association of Basketball Coaches Foundation has named him this year's Court of Honor Award winner. This distinction goes to someone who has roots in college basketball and exhibits a high standard of leadership. Announcers and coaches such as Jim Nantz and Dick Vitale and Coach K have won the annual award in the past. In case you missed the start of the Stanley Cup playoffs last night, here's what happened. There were plenty of upsets of sorts, but the Islanders were one of the few teams that were not upset. New York won the first game in OT thanks to a game winner from Josh Bailey. They're at home again for Game 2 tomorrow night. Surprisingly, both ones went down, with Columbus topping Tampa Bay and Dallas beating Nashville. The only game not pictured from last night is San Jose's 5-2 win over Vegas. Finally, round one of the Masters is wrapping up right now. Brooks Koepka is your first-round leader at the moment. He's looked amazing, going for his fourth major win in his last 7 attempts. His name is not the one that sticks out, though. That's Tiger Woods. Woods is right in the hunt. He carded an opening round 2 under 70. Tiger is looking for his first green jacket since 2005 and first major win since 2008. Jon Rahm topped Woods by 1 while playing alongside him. And 2013 Masters champion Adam Scott also fired a nice 69 in round 1. Couple notables not pictured. Tournament favorite Rory McIlroy bogeyed the last 2 to post 1 over 73. And Ricky Fowler fared better with a 2 under first round.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Tim.
We'll be right back.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
We want to welcome back Adam Sperling. Adam, what should I wear tomorrow?
Well, when you wake up, don't be fooled. It is going to be really nice in that morning, but by 2 p.m. we're going to be seeing some heavy rain, heavy wind. It's going to be warm, so I'd say wear a light rain jacket and some rain boots.
All right, thanks, Adam. And to wrap up our show today, we've got some furry guests. Today is National Pet Day, celebrating pets and adoptions across the country.
National Pet Day was founded in 2006 by animal welfare advocate Colleen Page. Here at Citrus TV, we did our part to celebrate by showing you some of our pets. Wow, those are a lot of cats.
Yeah, that was our director, Connor Federico's dog, up there a few moments ago. I wish I had a pet to put up there, but unfortunately
and Maisie
I don't.
looks so cute, and that's my dog, Maple. I know I'm an unbiased journalist, but that dog is the cutest one in this entire slideshow. I'm so sorry, Ricky.
I've met Maple before, can confirm she's a very cute dog.
The fluffiest, the fluffiest. And Miss Kitty, very nice kitty.
I think, was that Leonza Reyes' cat up there, our floor director?
Yes.
Very cute.
And then
got
we
a couple
have
cats
Jabba,
there.
Jemmy, and oh my goodness, we have a bunny.
Whose bunny is that?
That's Lily Unama's, yes.
Ah, I've always wanted a bunny, but my parents said the cage would smell bad, so I don't know, I have to ask her if it's...
I almost got a chinchilla once, but that's all the time we have today. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Citrus TV News. I'm Zach Lang.
I'm Gilat Melamed. Have a great night, Syracuse.